You know how sometimes it rains for days and the ground gets soaked? Well, a lot of that rainwater doesn't just sit there. It seeps down into the earth. It's like pouring water into a giant sandy bucket. This water collects underground in spaces between rocks and soil, forming what we call aquifers. These aquifers are like hidden lakes or rivers beneath our feet. Now imagine needing water for your house, farm, or even a whole town. You could wait for rain, but what if it's the dry season? That's where drilling for groundwater comes in. It's like digging a well to tap into those hidden reserves of water. It's not as easy as it sounds though, you gotta know where to look. Finding the right place to drill is like trying to guess where your dog buried his bone. You need clues. Sometimes you can use your eyes. See any lush green patches in a dry area? That might mean water is close to the surface. Of course, we're not just eyeballing it. Experts use cool tools like ground-penetrating radar. It's like an X-ray for the earth, helping us see what's hidden below. Talking to the locals helps too. Farmers and ranchers know their land like the back of their hands. They might have a good idea of where water is most likely found. It's like asking your grandpa for advice. They've seen it all. Before you start drilling, you need permission. Just like you can't build a treehouse without your parents' okay, you can't drill a well without a permit. The government wants to make sure you're drilling safely and responsibly. They don't want you accidentally hitting a gas line or polluting the water. Getting a permit involves some paperwork and maybe even a visit from an inspector. They'll check out your plans and make sure everything's on the up and up. It might seem like a pain, but it's there to protect everybody and the environment. Now for the fun part, drilling. There are a bunch of ways to dig a well. Kind of like there are different ways to dig a hole. You got your shovels, your backhoes, and your fancy drilling rigs. For reaching deep groundwater, we usually use big drilling rigs. They're like giant, powerful drills that can bore through rock and soil like nobody's business. One common type is called a rotary drill. It uses a rotating bit to grind up the rock and earth as it goes deeper. It's like a giant dentist drill, but instead of teeth, it's making a hole for water. Sometimes we use a different method called cable tool drilling. It's like using a giant hammer to smash a hole in the ground. Each method has its pros and cons depending on the type of ground you're working with. Imagine showing up to a construction site without any tools. That's why before we start drilling, we gotta bring in the heavy artillery. We're talking about the drilling rig itself, along with all the pipes, pumps, and other equipment we need. It's like setting up a giant erector set, but instead of building a tower, we're building a path to clean water. We'll need a powerful engine to drive the drill, a system for mixing drilling mud, and a way to lift and lower the heavy pipes. It's a well-oiled machine, literally, and each part plays a crucial role in getting the job done right. With everything in place, it's time to drill. The drill bit chews its way down through the earth, just like a carpenter's drill bit goes through wood. As we drill, we pump a special drilling mud down the hole. Think of it like liquid sandpaper. It helps cool the drill bit, carries away the cuttings, and prevents the hole from collapsing. Speaking of cuttings, all that dirt and rock we drill through has to go somewhere, right? We collect it at the surface and dispose of it properly. We don't want to be littering Mother Nature with a bunch of rock piles. Imagine digging a hole in sand. It wouldn't be long before the sides started caving in, right? The same thing can happen when drilling a well. That's where casing comes in. It's like putting a sturdy pipe down the hole to prevent it from collapsing. We use special long-lasting materials like steel or PVC so it can handle the pressure. But wait, there's more. We also install a screen within the casing. It's like a strainer for your well, allowing water in but keeping out sand, gravel, and other unwanted stuff. It's like making sure your drinking straw doesn't get clogged with ice chips. Now that we have a strong, secure well, we need to make sure the water stays clean and pure. That's where gravel and grout come in. We pack a layer of gravel around the screen. It acts like a natural filter, trapping any remaining bits of sand or sediment. Next, we seal the space between the casing and the drilled hole with a special grout. This grout is like a barrier, preventing any surface contaminants from seeping down into our well water. It's like putting a lid on a jar to keep the bugs out. We're almost there. Before we can drink the water, we need to make sure it's safe and clean. We flush the well to remove any remaining drilling mud or debris. Then, we send a water sample to a lab for testing. They check for bacteria, minerals, and anything else that could make us sick. Finally, we install a well cap. It's like a hat for your well, protecting it from rain, dirt, and critters. It also prevents tampering and keeps the water inside from becoming contaminated. Drilling a well is a lot of work, but it's worth it. By carefully choosing the location, drilling safely, and protecting the water source, we can tap into a hidden resource that's essential for life. From finding the right spot to taking those first sips of clean, refreshing water, it's a process that takes teamwork, ingenuity, and a whole lot of elbow grease. So next time you turn on the tap, remember all the hard work that went into getting that water to your glass.